Gathoni wa Mucomba aumire kuria ri agioka akingora akinjira we must bring back sanity to our people. Na no nginya tuikare tukiaragiria kwetu. Tondu tukire twatuika ati ithuĩ nĩ ithuĩ andũ a gũthũkangia indo na nĩ ithuĩ andũ a gũcina indo na tukianjia harakati cia gũtigĩrĩra nĩ twacokanĩrĩria atongoria mathiĩ marĩrie andũ na mere andũ ĩyo mĩtugo ti ya Mũgĩkũyũ kana tiguo. Na nĩkĩo ndaria hau na Gĩkũyũ nĩgetha Osoro ndakaigue. Na karibu sana Mheshimiwa Osoro. Karibu my sister.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to MJR. Today I want to talk about the future of the Kenya Moja political movement. I've been studying the activities of this group for some times now. And just as I told you in one of my previous analysis, that I'm still not convinced that this is a group that can form a juggernaut of battle-tested warriors towards 2027. As much as it might be looking so promising because of the nature of the leaders which it has, there's still a lot to be asked and there's still a lot to be done. For this group to be something promising and substantive and an option that Kenyans can consider on the ballot, the leadership of this group must stand out and to prove that indeed they can pass the test of time. But from the look of things, there are some little of mediocrity in this group. If you start sampling the leaders one by one, you will conclude that they are just a group of individuals who are deluding themselves that they can deliver change. But in the real sense, they are not themselves. I talked about them, but today I want to talk about them on a different dimension. It is equally true that the Kenya Moja group are not serious about their political transactions. When you listen to Gathoni wa Mucomba, you listen to Edwin Sifuna, you listen to Babu Owino, Anthony Kibagendi, Caleb Amisi, and others, you will realize that these are just people who are either testing waters with one of their legs or they are guns for hire. Gathoni wa Mucomba today was literally rejected in her own constituency in Githunguri simply because she was exposed recently after attending or after going to condole with Kimani Ichung'wah, majority leader in the National Assembly, when he lost his father. And he said that Ichung'wah leaked some of the secrets they have with Gathoni wa Mucomba and the role of Gathoni wa Mucomba in the current political movements and activities in this country. And those who understand Kikuyus translated that statement that Gathoni wa Mucomba is a spy. And whoever sees Gathoni wa Mucomba in any camp, be rest assured that Gathoni wa Mucomba is working for Ichung'wah, and Ichung'wah is best friend of William Samoei Ruto. If you listen to Edwin Sifuna, with all that eloquency and clarity of mind, I still can't believe Edwin Sifuna, because the last time I saw someone portraying the character traits that he is portraying in ODM, that person was fired, and he was none other than Ababu Namwamba. We've seen such characters in ODM, and their future in that party was short-lived, because ODM is one of those political parties which you cannot contradict the party leader's position. And that is to say that Raila's squads are low in ODM. But how comes that we have 3 elected leaders in ODM publicly contradicting the party's position, or Raila Odinga's position? Let's not say party. Raila Odinga's position. Edwin Sifuna, who is the Secretary General of the party, and he sits at the meetings of higher organs of the party, the NEC, call them the executive committee, everything. He sits on those meetings and comes out to contradict some of the decisions that are made on those meetings, including some of the statements that he himself read on behalf of the party. Now, what is their future? This is now where I want you to follow keenly, and also to share with me your opinion regarding the future of this individual. I feel like if Babu Owino was to leave ODM today, Babu will directly go to Wiper Democratic Movement. Why Wiper? To my own observation, I think Babu relates well with Kalonzo Musyoka. Babu relates well with the Wiper. Babu relates well with the Canvas. Why so? The nature of politics in Nairobi cannot allow him to go to any other party right now. If he can't retain his position in ODM, he can move to Wiper, because the Embakasi East constituency, he enjoyed the massive support of Canvas, and Canvas are largely associated to Wiper. And we've seen how Babu Owino have been relating to Kalonzo. So I think he can be easily accommodated in Wiper than any other political party. And Wiper is more sellable in Nairobi and in Embakasi than any other political party. So to me, I think that Babu's next home, if at all he was to leave ODM today, he can head to Wiper Democratic Movement, or I think Wiper, they changed their name, but so I know you know it. Now, come to Edwin Sifuna, who is the ODM Secretary General. If Edwin Sifuna would want to retain his senatorial seat, I've not heard him aspiring or mentioning any other seat. So we assume that he will defend his senatorial seat. Edwin Sifuna will also head to Wiper. You know, during Raila Odinga's time as AUC candidate, and as he was campaigning, and as Mio was still at crossroad, it was assumed that Kalonzo Musyoka is going to take the role of the opposition leader. And indeed, he took it, and he played that role. During those time, Edwin Sifuna was seen with Kalonzo Musyoka more often than before. And they were good buddies until Raila came home to confuse everything. But to my own understanding, I still believe that that is where Edwin Sifuna's heart will be. And Edwin Sifuna and Babu Owino are youthful politicians who would want to remain on the national stage. And the only party which can accommodate them in Nairobi and enable them swim in these murky waters of politics of Nairobi is the Wiper Democratic Movement. I don't see any other party which is more sellable in Nairobi right now than Wiper. And more so to the time when Kalonzo Musyoka is most likely to be the United Opposition candidate. And being a presidential candidate comes with some goodies. And you have some influence in the politics of this country. So Kalonzo Musyoka will have a large stake in the next election, and the party which he leads will have majority of the seats by the virtue of being a presidential candidate. And I think that is the only party which can accommodate Babu and Sifuna if at all they were to defend or vie for any seat in Nairobi. Caleb Hamisi might go to Tawe or DAP. I don't see him joining for Kenya. He can either go to Tawe if Tawe was to become a party, or to DAP of Eugene Wamalwa to defend his seat and support him. Because the wave at which George Natembeya is pushing in Trans Nzoia and Western region is a wave which will sweep majority of the people and the seats. So you must align yourself well with George Natembeya. And you know, Saboti is in Trans Nzoia. And we've seen the relationship between George Natembeya and Caleb Hamisi of late. So those are buddies that can work together. And if Caleb was to leave ODM, he will set or pitch tent where Natembeya will be. Anthony Kibagendi is most likely to go on the direction of Fred Matiang'i. Kisii will vote towards the direction which Matiang'i will show them, or where Matiang'i will be. That is where the Omugusi votes will be. And Anthony Kibagendi, if he was to leave ODM, I believe that he will follow Fred Matiang'i where Matiang'i is. The rest is history. The rest we'll analyze later. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to like. Do not forget to share and comment. Thank you, and may God bless you.